Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Fluent English with Podcast. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Alan. We're here to make your English learning journey smooth and enjoyable.
Absolutely, Alan. Today's episode is all about expanding your vocabulary. We've got some fantastic words lined up for you.
That's right. And guess what? We've chosen 7 words that are perfect for English beginners at an A2 level.
So let's dive right in. The words we're going to learn today are sincere, curious, determined, brave, polite, generous, and patient.
Great choices, Sophie. Okay, let's start with sincere. Now, sincere means being honest and genuine. It's when someone truly means what they say.
Exactly. Synonyms for sincere include authentic, earnest, and heartfelt.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, "Thank you for your sincere apology." That means they're appreciating someone's honest apology.
Or, if you tell someone, "I genuinely enjoyed spending time with you," you're being sincere about your feelings.
And here's another one. His heartfelt speech touched everyone's hearts. That means his speech was honest and deeply felt.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word sincere is used.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, Tom. I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I'm okay, thanks for asking. I just wanted to say that I'm sincere about my apology for missing your birthday party last week.
Oh, don't worry about it, Tom. I appreciate your sincere apology. It's the thought that counts.
All right, wasn't that a sincere conversation, Alan?
Absolutely, Sophie. It's crucial to be sincere in our interactions to build trust and connection.
Couldn't agree more. All right, on to our next word. Curious. This word describes someone who is eager to learn or know something.
That's right. Synonyms for curious include inquisitive, interested, and inquiring.
Let's give some examples. Imagine you say children are naturally curious about the world around them. That means they're naturally eager to learn and explore.
Or if you're watching a mystery movie and you say, "I'm curious to know who the culprit is," that means you're interested in finding out who did it.
And here's another one. She asked a lot of questions because she was genuinely curious. That means she was genuinely interested and eager to know more.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word curious is used.
Hey, Mark, what are you doing?
Hi, Emma. I'm just looking at these bugs in the garden.
Oh, cool. What are you curious about?
I'm curious about why they're crawling so fast. It's interesting to watch.
Sophie, wasn't that a curious conversation we just heard?
Absolutely. Being curious opens up so many opportunities for learning and growth.
It sure does. All right, let's move on to our next word, determined. This word describes someone who is firm and focused on achieving a goal.
Yes, indeed. Synonyms for determined include resolute, persistent, and dedicated.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, "She was determined to finish the race no matter what." That means she was focused and committed to completing the race.
Or if you're studying for an exam and you say, "I'm determined to pass this test," that means you're firm in your resolve to succeed.
And here's another one. Despite facing many obstacles, he remained determined to achieve his dreams. That means he stayed focused and persistent despite challenges.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word determined is used.
Hey, Jake, what are you working on?
Hi, Mary. I'm practicing my basketball shots.
Wow, you seem determined. What's your goal?
I'm determined to make 10 shots in a row before dinner. I won't give up until I do.
Alan, Wasn't that a determined conversation we just heard?
Absolutely, Sophie. Being determined is key to overcoming obstacles and reaching our goals.
Totally agree. All right, on to our next word. Brave. This word describes someone who is courageous and not afraid to face danger or difficulty.
That's right. Synonyms for brave include courageous, fearless, and bold.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, "She showed great bravery during the rescue mission." That means she displayed courage and fearlessness.
Or if you're scared of spiders but you manage to pick one up and release it outside, you can say, "I was brave enough to handle the spider." That means you faced your fear.
And here's another one. It takes bravery to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's hard. That means it takes courage to speak up for your beliefs.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word brave is used.
Hey Tim, did you see that cat stuck in the tree?
Yeah, I did. Are you going to help it?
I'm scared, but I want to be brave and try. Would you come with me?
Of course, Amy. Let's be brave together and help the cat down.
Sophie, wasn't that a brave conversation we just heard?
Absolutely. Being brave means facing your fears and doing what's right, even when it's difficult.
Indeed. All right, let's move on to our next word, polite. This word describes someone who is courteous and respectful in their behavior towards others.
Yes, indeed. Synonyms for polite include courteous, well-mannered, and respectful.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, "It's polite to say please and thank you." That means it's respectful to use those words in conversation.
Or if someone holds the door open for you and you say thank you, that's very polite of you. That means you appreciate their courteous gesture.
And here's another one. She always speaks politely to her elders. That means she shows respect in her speech to older people.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word polite is used.
Hi there. Could you tell me where the nearest bus stop is?
Sure, it's just around the corner. You can't miss it.
Thank you so much. You're very polite.
No problem at all. It's important to be polite and helpful to others.
Alan, wasn't that a polite conversation we just heard?
Absolutely, Sophie. Being polite is essential for maintaining positive interactions with others.
Definitely. All right, on to our next word. Generous. This word describes someone who is willing to give or share freely.
That's right. Synonyms for generous include giving, charitable, and benevolent.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, "She's always generous with her time and resources." That means she freely gives of herself and what she has.
Or if you're at a restaurant and your friend offers to pay for your meal, you can say, "That's very generous of you." That means you appreciate their willingness to share.
And here's another one. He made a generous donation to the charity. That means he gave a significant amount of money to help others.
Now let's hear a conversation where the word generous is used.
Hey Sarah, I heard you helped John with his homework yesterday.
Yes, I did. He was struggling, so I gave him some tips.
That was really generous of you.
Thank you, Jake. I believe it's important to be generous and help others when we can.
Sophie, wasn't that a generous conversation we just heard?
Absolutely. Being generous not only helps others but also brings joy and fulfillment to the giver.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to our final word, patient. This word describes someone who is able to wait calmly and without complaining.
Yes, indeed. Synonyms for patient include tolerant. calm, and uncomplaining.
Let's give some examples. Imagine someone says, you need to be patient when learning something new. That means you need to remain calm and not rush the process.
Or if you're waiting in line and it's taking a long time, you can say, I'll try to be patient and wait my turn. That means you'll wait calmly without getting frustrated.
And here's another one. The doctor was very patient with his elderly patients. That means he was tolerant and understanding of their needs.
Now, let's hear a conversation where the word patient is used.
Hi, Emily. Are you waiting for the doctor too?
Yes, Tom. The waiting room is so full, it feels like forever.
I understand, but let's try to be patient. Our turn will come soon.
Okay, I'll try my best to be patient, Tom. Thanks.
Alan, wasn't that a patient conversation we just heard?
Absolutely, Sophie. Being patient is important in many aspects of life, especially when dealing with others.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Fluent English with Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed expanding your vocabulary with us.
Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep using these words in your daily conversations, and you'll become fluent in no time.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, happy learning.